No, it's not showing.
All right, we're getting something.
Okay.
Let me refresh.
Okay, there we go. Now it's showing up on YouTube.
Okay.
We're good. So it looks like a simple graphic novel? Huh. Okay, yeah, everything's in motion. We're good. But
is this a JRPG?
I don't think it's an RPG. It looks like a visual novel. Maybe some cliche romance. Dear me. I was...
Hey, Dan, what's up? Yes, we are reacting, my guy.
Oh yeah. Dear me, I was in summer.
Hello, I'm Maho Taguchi, the director of this game.
I'm Taisuke Kanasaki, the art director.
First, I'd like to introduce a new title. Arc System Works presents Dear Me, I Was. This title is an interactive adventure coming this summer on Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh.
This title is a textless adventure game.
Huh?
It is designed for adult women, aiming to help you feel a bit more positive after playing.
So it's a game, catered to women. Okay.
Empowerment. Okay. I had to look at something like just to react. I'm like, this is interesting. You don't hear this that often.
Yeah.
Colored it. Since everything is hand drawn, it was incredibly challenging.
Okay, that is dope.
Yes, it was.
We drew so much, so please take a look. Please look forward to its release.
Hope you enjoy it.
For summer 2025, I just only frown upon it that it's only on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
That's the only thing so far.
Ms. Taguchi and Mr. Kanasaki, thank you very much.
For the introduction, I'd give it a good like
introducing
7
the
out of 10.
latest title from the series that
like the music was good, the interaction was good, a bit of the gameplay was alright.
Dragon Revive.
Huh? Well, it doesn't surprise me.
Hello, I'm Tatsunori Ishikawa, the development producer. I'll be introducing Double Dragon Revive. First,
How long
please
is
take
Double
a look
Dragon
at this
been on?
trailer.
Have you heard? Tales of a legendary side-scrolling action game that once drove arcades into a frenzy? Double Dragon Revive!
Huh.
A new story springs into action in the world
the
of the
same
original
animation.
Double Dragon.
Oh, never
Feel
mind.
the fusion of tradition and evolution in a true modern beat-em-up action experience.
Please let there be
This game
co-op.
is set in a desolate world, ravaged
I'll be
by
down to play
nuclear
it with you.
war. To rescue their childhood friend, abducted by the gang known as the Shadow Warriors, the two dragons rise. An homage to arcade classics, you complete stages to progress in this battle-focused action game. Players can choose from 4 characters.
Okay.
Repeated button presses perform dynamic combos to repel oncoming waves of enemies. You can grab enemies and pummel them, or throw them in your direction of choice. Slam them into groups
If
of
they say
enemies,
switch to
or
only, I'm
even
gonna
send
punch
them
them in the
flying
head.
off the stage. Your attacks adapt to different situations.
Oh, that's dope.
Near a wall, you can unleash a series of strikes. Smashing an opponent you've grabbed into the wall triggers a devastating follow-up. When you're surrounded, unleash a
Tatsumaki
powerful
Seppi.
hyper blow to wipe enemies out in one fell swoop. Aerial hyper blows gain different properties depending on your current altitude. You've got a wide arsenal of attacks at your disposal. Find the best option for your current character and situation.
Oh wow, I love the brawler, the
You can
ninja
pick up
archetype.
weapons found lying around the stage, such as knives or bats dropped by enemies. Swing them as is, or kick them to knock down enemies from afar.
Kickball in the face.
The stages are packed with all kinds
Ooh,
of gimmicks.
platforming.
Use the terrain and objects to outwit your foes. Some gimmicks are formidable enough to take down even the strongest
Oh,
enemies
that's funny.
in a
The Wheel
single
of
blow.
Fortune.
Each stage has unique gimmicks. Make the most of them.
Ha! That's funny.
Whoa! An enemy's charging in, glowing blue. Time your attack just right, and you'll land a perfect counter. This is a critical assault. Landing one stuns the enemy, giving you the upper hand. Watch your foes closely to find an opening.
Please let it be
Landing attacks on
multi-plat
enemies
with
builds
crossplay.
up your dragon orb gauge. Use weapon attacks, stage gimmicks, or land a critical assault for bonus gauge boosts. Once it's charged up, you can unleash your finishing blow. Clear out nearby enemies and deal massive damage. And of course, no beat 'em up is
Oh, thank
complete
God.
without co-op play. This game features both online and offline co-op. of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Nice.
The
We're
gold
cooking.
standard that once defined an era is now reborn, revived. Double Dragon Revive.
Okay.
Releases October
Come out this year?
23rd,
Okay.
2025.
What platforms?
Available in both physical and digital editions. Pre-orders open now.
They didn't show the consoles.
Thank you for watching. How was it?
What would you rate it?
In this game, we aim to offer an intuitive
I would say
gameplay for new
I'll give it an
players,
8. It's just
Me too.
as well as
I want information
the classic
on what
entertainment
platforms
of the
and
beat 'em up
if there's
genre.
crossplay.
True.
We are pouring our full effort into
I
development
do like the
to
platforming
ensure our
options of
latest
this.
Yes.
entry in this
And like
38-year-old
each little like
series.
unique scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, if you pre-order now, you'll receive the pre-order exclusive game Double Dragon Dodgeball.
Oh, that's funny.
Many of you might recognize this visual and game screen. Double Dragon Revive is scheduled for release on October 23rd, 2025. Pre-orders are now open for both digital and physical versions.
Buy physical,
Be
people.
sure to put in your
Always.
pre-orders.
Then you could sell it later.
Unless you're on Steam, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Ishikawa. Next, we have a game from French game developer
Oh.
.mu, the new game genre of rogue 'em up, a
Rogue 'em
combination of
up.
roguelike and beat 'em up. Absalom.
Absalom. I want to make sure I'm hearing that clear.
Mm-hmm.
From French bread. That's crazy. Ooh, I like the animation.
Minasan, konnichiwa. Kono projecto no producer no Mike des. Konkaiwa egomo shokai shiteimasu.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Mike, producer and co-creative lead at .mu, the French studio and publisher behind multiple top sellers such as Street of Rage 4 and
Ooh.
TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
so he knows what he's
Today, I'm
doing.
thrilled to announce to you our brand new creation, Absalom, and to partner with Arc System Works to bring this game to all players across Asia. Co-developed with our longtime partner Guard Crush and brought to life by the talented animators at Supamonks, Absalom is our very first original IP. Playable solo or co-op, Absalom is a roguelite
Okay.
beat 'em up, mixing arcade action combat and roguelite progression in the original world of Talam. All of this set on the stunning soundtrack from Gareth Cocker. We can't wait to show you more about this game coming later this year. Minasan, ijo desu keredomo, game wo tanoshimi kudasai.
Roguelike beat 'em up. Crazy. You don't hear that often, but
No.
like Hades is the one that everybody knows.
Yeah.
So an original story like this and a different IP, I think that's pretty dope.
Absalom.
Not much of a rating I can give it right now, but
Yeah, I would have to see more.
Thank you, Mike. Next up, we've got two totally unreleased titles we are revealing
Unreleased
today.
titles.
Two.
two.
Please
Unreleased.
take a look.
That's crazy right now, bro.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sohei Nikawa from Super Niche.
Super niche.
Today, I've prepared a very special new title. First, please take a look at this.
Original story and scenario. Music's good. Ooh.
Dragon's Night Fever.
The music's nice. The way it looks like a manga is pretty funny.
That was our brand new game.
But we didn't
Enix
see
Night
anything.
Fever.
I know. That's
The concept of this game is to
embrace
being evil. This game lets you wildly enjoy all sorts of wickedness. There is a game
But-
I made in the past, which I am going to overcome with this game. Now, I will tell you the genre of this game, which is very, very long. Are you ready? Enemies, allies, kill, kill, kill. The more you die, the stronger you become. Raising speedrunning simulation RPG. Got it?
brother. What?
I know you feel it's nonsense, and I feel the same when saying it myself.
I'm lost.
But that's how outrageous this game is. So, we hope you look forward to it. I haven't brought any game footage today, but the development is already in its final stage. And we're actually in crunch time.
I can't give it a
We're
rating.
about to release
Yeah,
an
I'm gonna give this one a pass.
extraordinary game.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect, but this is a showcase. I want to see gameplay.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, here's number 2.
Hello, I'm Tomohito Oka, a producer at Taito Corporation. Today, I'm here to bring you information on the latest title in the Bubble Bobble series.
Oh,
Please take a look.
that's old school, isn't it?
Never heard of them.
Those dragons and shit that be spitting bubbles. That's how you sum up the game, in all honesty. Yeah.
Taito's Bubble action game series, Bubble Bobble,
Like, this is
returns in
old
a
as fuck.
completely new game. This time, Bub's adventure is in a sweet dungeon filled with sugary treats. Controls are simple. Blow bubbles to catch bullies, and use your horns and spikes to burst the bubbles and beat them. You can get to high places by riding the bubbles. Good use of special bubbles.
This is for
and catch
children,
them all in
so-
one
Like
fell
good for
swoop.
children.
So,
This is
You
bad
don't
for
have to defeat
speedrunners.
all your foes.
yeah.
If you pass through the donut, you will go to the next level.
So for those that are part of
Go
the
deep into
speed running
dungeon to
community,
find the
Have fun.
treasure
y'all can
and
y'all can
bring it
have fun
back
with
you.
this.
Materials obtained from the treasures have many uses, like being exchanged for items.
Okay.
You can level up the abilities of skill items and Bub's abilities too. Set items in skill slots to make use of special bubbles. Go further into the dungeon with a stronger Bub. Each time you enter a dungeon, the stage layout and enemy placement will change. The game feels fresh every time you play. More quests, more power. An all-new Bubble Bobble experience. Bubble Bobble Sugar Dungeons will be available this winter.
Ayumba! I'm Bob, the protagonist of the Bubble Bobble series.
Oh, that's funny.
How was the trailer?
Meh.
One of the big features this
It's for
time
children.
is the
Pass.
ever-changing dungeons. We
I'm not the
developed this
I'm not the
with desire for
demographic
you to
that
play
this game is
Bubble
catering to.
Always feeling
Neither am
excited
I.
and always
Presentation,
captivated.
6 out of 10.
My skills have been
I'm not gonna give it a rating because, as I said, it's just
It's just like the way it's presented.
I would say it just appeals to that. It's good for kids. That's all I can say.
Skills.
I would say T for teens as well, because like if you see like probably old ass motherfuckers in their 30s playing this,
I would be questioning them.
honestly,
But if they're speedrunners, then it's like, okay, you can get it back.
honestly, if you like the franchise and you know it like
That's
me,
right.
fair game.
However,
Right.
due to
I'm not
time
gonna say I
constraints,
know
we'll
the
talk about
franchise. I've
them
just played like
another
the
time.
original.
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's not like people that play
Just a
Super Mario
little
Wonder
hint,
though.
please.
Like those are the people you
Well,
question.
Yeah.
Prepared a
Have you
system that will
seen the
make
Daisy
Bub's
elephant
adventure
art?
Even more
That's
No.
something.
exciting.
Good. Okay, you're not side of the internet.
Great. I'm pretty excited too.
Arc System Works will publish in North America, Europe, and Asia. And Taito Corporation will publish
So
in
like for
Japan.
this, I mean, I give
Bubble
respect that they're
Bobble
bringing
Sugar
back an
Dungeons.
old
Please
ass
keep an eye out
franchise.
for further information. See you next time.
I probably wouldn't play this anyways. Not my style.
Ayumba!
If you play it, I'll probably just give you a side eye and keep moving. Because it's not even a roguelike.
We can't take our eyes off of either of these new titles. Please look forward to their further updates. Next up, the popular Japanese anime has its first full-blown fighting game.
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact.
So are we actually seeing a full-on trailer?
The first full-blown fighting game
Or more
from the
explanation.
Hunter x Hunter series. Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact.
Because they had this as CEO, but we...
Yeah,
I just didn't want to touch it.
Recreating the world of Hunter x Hunter. Enjoy the thrilling rush combos using the rush button. Unleash aura arts from your aura gauge. Gather collectibles that will definitely satisfy
Oh, no.
all the fans. Aim for 100% completion.
No thanks.
Single player mode contains a variety of modes. In story mode, you can enjoy watching iconic scenes from Hunter x Hunter. Smooth online battles featuring rollback netcode.
Okay.
Engage in
Crossplay.
intense online battles, risking your rank points. Check out our unique system of wagering GI cards. A total of 16 characters join the fight. Make your ultimate team and claim victory.
I like how they're showing like quick little 3-second intros.
Mm-hmm.
Just to remind you, because they did these trailers already.
Yeah.
Which is good. This is like a quick refresher. I like how they have Racer. That's funny.
Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact.
I mean,
Releases next month.
not a bad showcase, like a quick little refresher. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is what's going on.
Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact will be released on PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Steam on July 17th, 2025. Up next, latest information from the genre of fantasy light novel type, stylish action fighting. Under Night in Birth 2, Sis Salis.
You know, even uni people would dodge this showcase.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not really. But you know I'm right.
Yeah. I'm guessing they're gonna announce DLC.
Or another character.
Yeah, or reveal another character.
Because you really think people play a story mode in this game?
No.
I didn't even know they have one.
I have yet to encounter a person that talks about the story mode of Uni.
Hello,
Somebody gave me a
everyone.
whole
I'm
explanation
Tony
of Blaze
Serizawa
Blue,
from French Bread.
but not one of
Thank you
Uni.
all
Yeah.
for always playing
That's
Under
insane.
Night in Birth 2, Sis Salis.
Shout out to Sonara.
Today, I'm here to bring you the latest information on Izumi, our new DLC
Called it.
character.
We called
She
it.
is currently under intense development, but a pre-release demo for Izumi will be available at Anime Expo, held in Los Angeles, USA, starting July 3rd.
Lame.
Please give Izumi a try if you attend the event. Also, in August, we'll have AVO 2025, the world's largest fighting game festival held in Las Vegas, USA.
Which is expensive as hell.
Under Night in Birth 2, Sis Salis
It
has
ain't
been
even worth it.
selected as a main title
It ain't
this
even
season,
worth the demo.
and it is
If you
one
go
of
to
the
Evo to play the
qualified
demo,
tournaments for the ongoing
and that's the only
Arc
reason.
World
I'm
Tour
sorry.
Bro, you gotta pay almost $300 just to compete.
So I hope you register
Yeah, for one game.
That's all. I'm Kamane Serizawa of French Bread.
Damn, that's it?
That's not really much of a showcase. It's like, hey, we're showing you
Thank
a game that we
Mr.
haven't.
Kamone. And now, this will be our last announcement of today. A brand new project brought by Arc System Works.
Damn, it's only
Please
9:22
take a
Eastern
look.
Standard Time.
Damn.
That's insane.
Hello, everyone. I'm Daisuke Ishiwatari.
I'm gonna throw
Chief
my
Creative
phone if it's
Officer
another
of
Guilty
Arc
Gear.
System Works.
Like, some people
The
may
game
hear a
market
thud.
is tough now.
I'm joking.
To overcome that, Arc System Works has launched a new project. It's an action game project. You know what?
You're so excited. It's
Let me
another Guilty
explain.
Gear.
Arc System Works is a fighting game company. I'm sure most of you recognize us as so. However, to achieve a new brand where we are known for quality mid-range action games, we decided to establish a new pillar outside of fighting games.
Okay.
You might be wondering why I specifically use the term mid-range. There are many reasons. But one is that even creators themselves can enjoy striving for their dreams.
Striving for their
In
dreams.
recent years, with AAA blockbusters and excellent indie titles gaining popularity, it has become extremely risky for companies to create new series. This has led to dwindling opportunities for young creators to have their own projects. We feel the need to focus our efforts towards the future a decade from now, such as to build stable development schemes and to accumulate technology and know-how. Our flagship title, Guilty Gear, has now become a million-selling copy work. But its very first installment was a small-scale project.
Yeah.
From there, over many long years, we built a foundation that could guarantee a certain level of quality in the fighting games genre. Similarly, we hope to take a step with this project that will eventually lead to bigger dreams. And precisely because they are mid-range titles, this will create many opportunities to produce many titles and cultivate many creators, and we hope that will become one of the future values of Arc System Works. It was a long introduction, but I was able to bring some development footage from the first work of this project. So, I'd like to share it with you at the end. The title is Damon and Baby.
Huh?
It's not a fighting game, but it's just
A platformer? Curse never be able to lead the human children. Brother, what? I'm so confused.
yeah. Y'all see our reactions, right? Like,
Keep an eye out for Arc System Works' new projects and the new titles that will emerge from them. They're going to be really exciting. Arc System Works Showcase. We've introduced brand new titles and latest updates for various games today. But now, it's time to say goodbye. Hope you found a title that resonated with you. You can bet we will continue to develop games every day that users can enjoy. So please look forward to our future updates and information.
Twitter crashing out right now.
Well,
I have
see you
tears coming
next
down my
time.
eyes.
All the fighting game.
I-
all the fighting game community on Twitter is crashing out right now.
Brother, I have tears down my eyes.
They are crashing out
Shit is
right now.
ass.
Oh my god,
Oh my god, I'm actually tearing up. That's so funny right now.
bro! I'm not even pulling up the tweets. I just know
Like
Twitter is crashing out right now over this Arc System Works
I have tears.
showcase. Like,
Brother,
bro.
I've never had tears come down for a review. This shit is ass.
bro,
That was the worst showcase we've probably seen in a while.
bro.
Like, the Game Awards was better, and the Game Awards mostly sucked.
Bro.
Oh my god, that is so bad. They really did people dirty.
Bro, I'm thinking, okay,
And Daisuke is just like, we've been known for fighting games. We have a companies, mid-range, and you know what mid-range means? Here's Damon and Baby. Nobody asked for this shit. We want to know about Marvel's Token Fighting Souls.
yeah.
And then French Bread's like, oh yeah, just a reminder, we have uni still existing. We don't even have people in our locals to make a true uni locals. Like, what the fuck is
Bro,
this?
even the chat on YouTube, they're crashing out right now. Like, L, F, F. Strivers, get the rope.
Bro, they only mentioned strive as in the wordplay. Oh my god, the Japanese are having fun with this one right now.
Oh my god, like, bro.
Like, we were expecting some fighting game stuff.
Yeah, like maybe
And
a
they're
new
like,
Blaze Blue, maybe a Naruto Fighter Z, or maybe more news about the Marvel Token.
but no,
Nothing. We get enough. We don't get shit,
They got shafted.
bro.
The only cool thing was Double Dragon Revive, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only nicest thing I could say. Because who the fuck really cares about Bubble Bobble? Who the fuck cares about Damon Baby? Demon Night Fever wasn't even a real trailer. And the guy couldn't even give a real name to his genre. Like, what the hell is this Arc System smoking? Oh my god, Arc System Works is about to become Arc System and Unemployed. Like, Jesus Christ. They are fumbling the bag way too hard. They had the trailer of Marvel Token Fighting Souls. They had an opportunity to bring that back at least and say there's a reminder. But no, they want to introduce other niche genres, 2 beat-em-ups, and one's like, oh, here's a rogue 'em up from French Bread. It's the same genre, but just in a different texture. Here's modern day fighting. Here's medieval fighting. Oh my god. Okay, I'm cooled off. I need more caffeine in my system. That was my most rational crashing out in a while. Like, what you find, Silver? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is that the fact that we rushed to be ready for this, to have the audio, to make sure that y'all can tune in and watch our reaction as we react to this showcase, because we're all hoping for some really good news. We're all hoping for some upcoming fighting games that's going to come out for next year. Bro, we just got blue balled, man. I think we blue balled ourselves. Arc System Works, listen, games like the Persona 4 Arena, Ultimax, DNF Duel, which do a sequel but do it fucking better. Fucking give us another Blaze Blue. Grand Blue's all right. Grand Blue's good where it's at. Y'all could have just, hey, we're gonna showcase and introduce the next upcoming DLC character that's coming out. I don't know, maybe in August or September or some shit. Like, okay, cool. That's something to look forward to for Grand Blue fans. Guilty Gear, y'all got Lucy coming up. Show some gameplay of her.
Like
Under Night,
something. They talked about Izumi,
but no gameplay,
or
nothing.
No image, nothing. They're like, hey, you could play her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to while you're in the camera. But
No, you're good.
But it's just like, hey, you could play her these 2 events that are going to cost a lot of money. Like Anime Expo in Los Angeles. For Californians,
On 4th of July weekend.
fair game. But then you have people that are going to EVO. EVO Las Vegas. The one tournament that has over $300 for one video, for one game, one badge, and entertainment fees. Out the wazoo.
And that is not counting your hotel and your flight.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to work for EVO because it's going to cost more than to compete. Like, jeez Louise.
Bro, I'm disappointed. I'm thinking we're about to get some goodness, because Arc System Works got some pretty decent fighting games on their shelf or whatnot.
And they even have
like
niche games like Dave the Diver.
Yeah, like I could see Arc System Works being going head to head against Capcom when it comes to like fighting games, because Capcom has their library of fighting games, and Arc System Works could be like the ones to match them up or whatnot, because they also got their fighting games. Because currently right now, I would say your mainline fighting games for Arc System Works is Guilty Gear Strive, Grand Blue, and Under Night. Those are their.
Don't forget Exert 2 in the back burner.
Yeah, there's Exert 2, even though it's not as big, but
It's still like a community.
it's still relevant and whatnot. And then you also have
Excellent plus core.
some people are still playing Persona 4 Arena, Ultimax, and whatnot. But the point I wanted to put out is the fact that they could literally give Capcom a run for their money,
And they just fumble it.
and we're like, for me, the only thing I was hoping for was some Marvel Tokon news.
I think all of us were hoping for that shit,
Yeah,
and it never happened.
and it's like, wow, we're just not gonna we're not getting nothing of this game. Like, yeah, we got blue balled. Like this showcase was ass.
It was probably one of the worst showcases we've seen so far.
Like, what the fuck was this showcase, man?
It didn't even show much. That's the thing. Demon Night Fever was probably the worst showcase I've seen.
Yeah, like
It's just like, here are these pictures, here what's going to happen, but
no gameplay.
no gameplay. It's like, and we're in the final developments because of crunch time.
You could have showed us some alpha footage, like allow us to see what the gameplay actually looks like. I'm just saying.
God, it was horrendous. And this guy's like, oh yeah, we have to finish this, but we're not going to show you anything. No demo.
Right.
Mackerel.
Like, how are you going to convince anyone to be interested in your game if you don't even show no gameplay of it? Like,
And
I'm tired
you're
of.
supposed to become a villain that gives you the options, but it's just like, this sounds like a corny manga.
Right.
It's like allies, enemies, kill them, die, become stronger. Like, what the hell kind of genre is that?
Literally.
It just sounds like a reverse, like, horror, but,
Bro, none of this interested. Other than the Double Dragon one,
that's it.
that was it. Everything else is just.
It was just,
It either did not appeal to me or it's just like flat out ass.
or it's not meant to appeal to us. Like, Dear Me, I Was.
Yeah.
It's not intended for us, but it's intended for people that have to switch to.
Switch to and their primary target is adult women. So we're out.
Fuck the kids.
Unreal.
And
That's why I said, like,
And it's not even supported by Unreal Engine. I'm sorry, that was a dad joke right there, but still. Holy mackerel. Like, damn. Talking about Mango was more exciting than this shit right now. I feel like a D1 hater.
all I gotta say is now we gotta wait till Evo for game announcements. Honestly, we're gonna have to wait till Evo for new game announcements because Evo's the big stage. That's the big fighting game stage. That's where
They're going to flop. Nah, they're not going to flop.
nah,
They know
I wouldn't say they're gonna flop because everyone knows Evo Las Vegas. That is the big stage. That is the WrestleMania for fighting game for the fighting game community. That's where all eyes all over the world is watching this event.
Yeah.
And I just have that feeling that they're going to save their best guns, their best games, the things that they really want to show, the fighting games that they really plan on bringing out. They're going to show it on the biggest stage possible to get as many eyes as possible. So that's my assumption.
Yeah.
And
Your assumption most likely is correct.
yeah.
Unless they flop.
But I'm just like, can we get some news about Marvel Tokon or whatnot? Like, we already see the first 8 characters in the game. Let us know if there's like a demo or a beta or something that we could play and try or whatnot. I understand the game.
Itching for that game.
Yeah, I understand the game's gonna come out next year, but give us something.
Unless Disney is telling them to hold back.
Yeah, and that's why I just have that feeling and that thought that they're going to reveal more of that game on the biggest stage, and that's going to be Evo.
Because remember, this is not like the old Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Infinite IP. This is Marvel under Disney.
Yeah.
So I feel like shit's going to be a lot different.
Yeah.
Respectfully, but that means there's maybe not going to be like any mishaps, any leaks, anything too crazy this time.
Yeah, they're keeping a tight lip and just saving the best of what they want to show on the biggest stage.
Unless someone is crazy enough to leak it already.
Yeah, because that's why I think many of us have that feeling that with crossover characters, like you have some SNK characters in Street Fighter, and now you're having some Capcom characters, Street Fighter characters in SNK, there is that possibility of a Capcom versus SNK 3. There's a strong possibility.
It feels like it's getting towards that range, and I wonder how many more Capcom characters are going to be in there. That's the real question.
Yeah, and the fact that I think Capcom, they had their showcase not too I think a couple of months ago or whatnot. Everything's just pointing to Evo. Everything's just like Evo. Save your big guns for the biggest event that's going to happen, where you're going to have eyes all over the world watching. Because
did you see what they presented earlier? The Sagat character trailer.
Yeah.
And then they had the beach skins.
Yeah.
So Capcom is slowly like feeding the people to
Yeah.
get them distracted.
Yeah, because they know that Evo's the big stage.
Yeah. And then you have the Gooners.
Of course.
Yeah, we're judging you, and that's okay. Anyways,
So
yeah, they're slowly feeding these outfits like, hey, here's a spoiler for the outfits. Now shut up and wait for Evo.
yeah, that's all I can say. Like, that's why I said Evo's the big stage. We're gonna see more at Evo. Granted, neither of us are gonna be there because it's just god awfully
It
expensive.
is way too expensive. Like, my dream was to go to Evo, but that's like a nightmare right now.
Yeah, that's a financial nightmare right
I'd
now.
rather go to Evo Japan or something. That seems more worth.
I'd rather just go to combo. I just CEO and combo breaker and just be done with it.
Yeah, that's true. Combo breaker would be the life.
It just so happens to be very close to CEO, so it's just like
They do want us at combo breaker.
we'll be there one day. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta make more scheduled time for that.
Yeah, but
Do we need to add another subject besides Mango?
no. We can revisit that. It's just that we just had to get the showcase out of the way, and we're just gonna say, our final grade is an. I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D because of the Double Dragon revival.
Yeah, that
That was the only good thing that they showed.
saved it from becoming a full F.
Yeah, everything else is just like, bro, none of this applies to me. Like, unless you have children, cool. Some of these games would cater to them. Other than that, no, the shit was ass.
It was pretty bad. That's
I want tell me about some new fighting games that's coming down the way.
some of this shit that you've been leaking this whole entire time.
Literally. But moving on, going back to the Mango situation,
Yes.
going back to that topic, and that is with the punishment that he's getting, it's deserved.
Mhm.
It's deserved, and he's just gonna have to hold that.
Yep.
The thing that I do not like is his supposed friend Ludwig, the person that invited his friend Mango to the event, just literally just threw him under the bus. That I don't like. You literally threw someone that is a friend of yours, threw him under the bus because he was getting a lot of backlash. And because this was your event that you were hosting, and then you go on a stream saying, like, you know what, he's no longer invited to any of the Ludwig events or whatnot. But my guy, you did this to someone that you knew for a good couple of years. This was a friend to you, and you just threw him under the bus publicly. Everyone saw that. And not to mention the event itself, you're also, cheering him and egging him on as he's intoxicated. So he is just as to blame as Mango. Like, if this person is your friend and you see that, okay, you know what, he's acting a bit drunk, I should try to, try to reel him in and be like, yo, you gotta chill out or whatnot. You acting kind of wild or whatnot. So, just chill out, calm down, or just, be over here and whatnot. Like, don't try to like mess with any other people or whatnot. So that way, they're not getting any bad interactions with you or whatnot. So I just look at that situation like, that is not your friend. That is a person that's just trying to save face because that person does not want backlash. And the fact that he threw Ludwig threw Mango under the bus just goes to show that you have no integrity. Because if it were me, like, I'd be like, listen, I invited him, we were, having a good time, getting some drinks and whatnot. And, he took it a bit too far, and it's my fault. I should have been there to reel him in, keep him away so that way he's not, people don't have like a negative interaction or like a bad time. So, that's on me. So I'm going to, admit to that part that, hey, I was not there to, reel him in or to, pull him back or whatnot because, he's getting way too fucked up on the liquor. Like, as a friend, you should do something like that. And he didn't. And so instead, he just threw him under the bus. I don't like that. That's not your friend. That's someone just trying to save their own face. They're trying to save their own reputation. I'm sorry, but you got no integrity if you do some hoe ass shit like that. That's just me speaking from the heart. Like, if that is your friend, like, be like, look, listen, it's not, what he did wasn't a good look. It's not a good look on me. So I'm going to take responsibility on that. and I'm gonna make sure that my friend, gets better. We're gonna try to lay off the alcohol or whatnot. And I understand he's banned all these platforms and whatnot. And if I end up getting the same punishment, hey, I understand it. I respect it. But we're going to do better from here on out. Like, if he'd have said that, cool. All right. People being held accountable. The host of the event is being held accountable. And, then, of course, the perpetrator is also, being held accountable or whatnot. All right, cool. No worries, going forward. But, yeah, that part, when I saw that on Twitter, I'm like, bro, this was your event. This is someone that you knew for years. This is someone that is supposedly your friend, and you just threw him under the bus because you want to save your own ass. You want to protect your own image. As I said, that is some hoe-ass shit right there. And I don't respect people like that. If you do that to somebody that you consider as a friend, you just throw them under the bus because you're trying to save your own ass. I don't respect you. So that's just my thoughts on the whole situation.
And that's valid.
Yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. I just don't like that, especially with and it's a common saying, like the Smash community has never beaten the allegations, and
they never will.
Yeah, y'all will never beat these allegations. Y'all will never be sponsored. Shout out to Mewtwo King for saying that. Like, yeah, Smash will never be sponsored by Nintendo.
Never.
Nintendo will never deal with y'all. And we're just waiting for the day where Nintendo just decides to come in and be like, you know what, we're shutting all this down. Like, It deserves to burn.
Tournaments can't be streamed. Good luck.
Yeah, because the fact that people have gotten carried away. People try to do the right thing, but they play favorites.
Yeah, and then you see, people acting out.
Yeah.
And you see people within a young adult age or the older adult age acting out. Universally, all ages be acting like children.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but it just seems to be more consistent, and it's a loop that hasn't ended since we first started talking about this with other Smash players. Am I wrong, Silver? We've seen if I had a nickel, every time I see a Smash player say something that's controversial, say something that's out of pocket, or do something at a stream, or any kind of explicit illegal action, and they have to write a twit longer, I'd have multiple nickels, and that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
We've seen, it's not even twit longer anymore. It's Google Docs.
For real.
They went to a higher budget website. It's tiring. You see humanity losing its own subconscious thoughts and doing impulsive things without any reprimands or consequences of it after. Wow, I'm stuttering because I'm still in shock. And you're seeing people like Ludwig hide behind his tweets and his big ass post being a bitch. You can't throw a homie under the bus, man. That's just fucked up. That's like me messing with you in the wrongest ways.
Yeah.
And we're both grown adults. We've known each other for 5 years. I would not throw my brother under the bus for any reason.
Yeah, and neither would I. I would not throw you under the bus if you did something wrong or whatnot, and I'm there and I don't reel you in or I don't try to correct you or whatnot. I also got to take blame because, you fucking up or you're acting up or whatnot, and it's not a good look. And if it goes public and it ends up viral or whatnot, then I'm not going to try to protect my own image. I'm just going to be like, I got to admit that, I messed up on my part for not trying to reel them in, for not trying to correct them.
Yeah. That's the thing. Communication is what key to friendships, family, and everything else. Communication's what starts and ends things.
That and integrity as well. Do the right thing.
Yeah, the whole example, Underground Street Fighter, I only drank a couple so I know my limits in case he needs help, so I can be sober enough to be aware of the situations.
Right.
Because we had very minor problems. That's it.
Yeah, and when we did have the Street Fighter 6 Underground, I put this out on Twitter. I thank the people for the ones that were drinking around us or whatnot. Thank y'all so much for. Did my camera freeze?
Yeah, it froze.
Damn it!
God, we were moving so smooth.
Camera froze, people. Hate this shit.
like we always say, we're professionally never professionals, but we still always adapt to our situation. But now, go on, brother.
Like when we had the Street Fighter 6 Underground, we did have a lot of people like drinking and whatnot. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's shit talking to each other, but no one wasn't like disrespectful.
No.
Because that was something that we're not going to tolerate. Like we will stop everything. Like if you're being disrespectful to someone or if someone's being uncomfortable,
We'll get them the fuck out.
yeah, like you got to go. Like fair point. Because we're trying to have a good time. We're trying to have some laughs, and trying to live in a moment. For the most part, or whatnot, just like have fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, I want to thank everyone for like, I was not acting like jackasses and whatnot, because we're around a bunch of grown adults, and we had Paladin, which I would say is the only minor there.
Yeah, and he cooked everybody's ass.
Yeah, and he cooked everyone in the entire tournament, and his own dad was even there as well. As late as we was going with that game, like his dad was also there. So yeah, like everything was cool, everything was chill, and
like nobody messed with him.
Yeah, and overall the entire event, the entire Street Fighter 6 Underground event was a success. It was good, and honestly, I can't wait to do it again next year.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a fun moment. Like that's a genuine example of what things could possibly go wrong that did not go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we did a test trial of this last year, and we already had a few wrongs, and we were already aware of the situations.
Yeah.
And we had more of the right people that knew who we are, so no problems would occur.
Yeah, so they know what we're about, and they know that if you're gonna start causing problems for us, we're getting you the fuck out.
Outside.
Yeah, like go.
It's like not even
because it's like that's
outside.
yeah, like it's not wanted. But just overall, I just don't like what happened with Mango. And this is what I'm gonna just say in closing. What happened with Mango? Like, yeah, it's a bad look on him, and he just has to live with that. He's just gonna have to hold that. As for Ludwig, shame on him for throwing his own friend under the bus because you want to protect your own image. Like, shame on you for doing something like that. That's disgusting.
It's looking familiar, but not too familiar.
Yeah,
like it's different people with the same situation.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah. The guy took accountability. He held it. He said his tweet, and it was very respectful.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to compare our actions and our situations to similar events that's going on. Because that's tournament was the best reference of what happened in the best case scenarios.
Literally.
Which is shocker. You don't hear like late night Street Fighter tournament with people drinking and shit going well. You don't hear about it often.
No.
Or just like drunk gaming.
I mean, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's exactly what it was, and everyone had a good time.
Yeah,
because there's a good couple of people that are there to make sure to keep everybody in check.
Yeah,
and going into next year is going to be bigger and better.
Yeah, we got the right people, the security, and everything.
Yeah, so yeah, we definitely. I would definitely say we definitely have more. I would say more security like people.
Literally
this year, and I know we're gonna have even more of that for next year.
And I know I recruited one of them specifically to join Island, which is the funniest sequence.
Yeah, so we're gonna be good for next year.
Oh hell yeah!
So
like those events, we know that people will take accountability. We know people who know who everybody is.
Yeah,
and even if we don't, we know somebody is bound to know.
Exactly.
Which is still funny as fuck. How everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. And last topic. Because we honestly thought that the showcase was going to be a little bit long and lengthy because we don't know what to expect. But since the shit was short and ass, this is going to end up being a very short podcast episode. And pretty much the second topic and the last topic is going to be Square Enix is now considering going back to turn-based RPGs after the success of Claire Obscure Expedition.
Oh, so they're going petty right now.
Yeah, because they saw, even though Square Enix does have some games, I wouldn't say they're AAA games, but
they have very niche games that are turn-based.
Yeah, they have very niche games that are turn-based, but I would say like they're more popular games, like Final Fantasy 15 and 16. They went the whole, hack and slash action adventure style, and with 16 it did
mini games in that game out of wazoo. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy 16 didn't sell well to their expectations.
Hack and slash.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy 16, it was like what are you trying to be? Are you trying to be Devil May Cry, or are you trying to be a Final Fantasy game? Like, what are you trying? Like, that game suffers an identity crisis.
Like, nobody really knew the move. And the fact he's in Tekken is even funnier. Because they always have to put a Final Fantasy character in Tekken from now on. Or at least a Square Enix IP. So they're going back. You know what will be hilarious? A new update on Final Fantasy VII where everything's turn-based. I will be crying if I was right.
If they're going to do a remake of, like...
No, not even a remake. It's just a new update. Hey, you want to have turn-based? Just switch this mode.
Yeah,
that would be the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Because Expedition 33, it sold well and it was very well praised. They're looking at this like, all right, next Final Fantasy game, we got to go back to turn-based, because
I don't know if they'll go that route with Final Fantasy for now.
I think they will.
They should.
I think to regain the Final Fantasy fans, like people who grew up with it, they need to go back to the turn-based.
But that's gonna piss off the people that played the last 4 to 5 Final Fantasies that are hack and slash.
No, it wasn't.
There's only 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I forgot the last.
Because you have 14 is a MMORPG.
Yeah, that is also true.
And 13 was an actual turn-based. 13 was turn-based.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's 7 and then 16. I'm sorry.
No. So it was the Final Fantasy VII remake. Because the original Final Fantasy was turn-based, but the remake isn't turn-based.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you can count that game, and of course the sequel after that. So you can count those 2 games.
Yeah, you're right.
Then you can count Final Fantasy 15, because that's when they wanted to go in a new direction.
Yeah.
And then you also can count Final Fantasy 16, which was the one that came out last year, which I say that game suffers an identity crisis, because it's like, what are you trying to be? Because you're not Final Fantasy.
What I was going to say, 14 is Square Enix's biggest IP.
Yeah.
Like, they are...
Yeah, that's their MMORPG, and that's their biggest, and that's their cash cow. So
yeah, that's their cash cow. They're not fucking with anything involved.
Yeah, so it's like, as long as there's new updates and people are enjoying the updates, they're enjoying the content, it's gonna make them money. But for their single player standalones, Final Fantasy 16 didn't do well, even though the budget to make the game and market and promote the game cost them a lot. They definitely lost money with Final Fantasy 16. In fact, they made it exclusive to the PlayStation 5 for 1 year, and then next year, okay, now it's available everywhere. I think they've learned their lesson and be like, you know what, just make sure the next Final Fantasy game is available is open to everybody.
Yeah.
So that way they can just maximize their profit, because it just wasn't it.
Because very few games will say, they are that guy. If this is gonna be on PS5, please stay on a PS5.
Yeah.
Square Enix is not that guy.
Yeah. Like Square Enix, usually they would gear towards PlayStation. And that's because of, past games and whatnot. So I get that. And because most of their games are Japanese based, and most of their consumers in Japan typically have PlayStation 5s.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation consoles. So it makes sense to have your Final Fantasy game on a PlayStation, because Microsoft consoles doesn't sell very well in Japan at all. So
nah, they don't.
So it makes sense. But I think Square Enix now knows going forward, hey, our next Final Fantasy game is going to be open and available to everyone. It's going to be a single player game, like Final Fantasy 17 single player, and it's going to go back to turn based, because they saw how well Expedition 33 was. And they're looking at the gameplay and be like, you know what, we do need to go back.
Yeah, they're like, let's go back to our roots. Let's try this again.
Yeah, and I think they'll.
I think they'll nail it.
Yeah, they'll definitely nail it.
I don't think it's gonna be like Claire Expedition 33, Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's gonna be within that range again.
Yeah, and of course, just focus mainly on delivering a really good story.
I have to play that game. It's on sale.
Yeah, it's good.
For those that don't know, there's a Steam summer sale going on.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting Expedition 33. I'm
I
currently,
think it's $10 off.
I'm currently playing it now,
I'm gonna get it on Steam.
and I'm gonna just film not all of my playthroughs, but yeah, when I can stream, I'll give a playthrough or whatnot, so that way y'all can see my reactions when I play the game, whenever I have the time to play it.
Yeah, I may buy that, and I'm just gonna buy a few different niche games like Steins Gate and such.
Mm-hmm.
Their games are like less than $2-3. I'm using my Otaku Fest money straight for Steam, as I should. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do about that. Like, for
Yeah,
turn-based.
so it's because that game, Expedition 33 did definitely inspired people to be like, you know what,
anyone can make a game.
like single player turn-based game, turn-based RPGs, it's not dead. You just have to reinvent the formula, do something a little bit different, try something different and creative, and most importantly, tell a really good story on top of it.
Because there's only 2 Dark Sinister games that were made turn-based that are very niche, but they're still well known. Fear and Hunger being one of them, which is so grotesque that not many people can play the game properly without getting sick. And then there's Fear and Hunger, man, I forgot. Wow, I mentioned this one a long time ago. It was called like Into the Dungeon or some shit. Wow, I'm gonna look it up just to make sure. Darkness. It's a turn base where there's like a whole mechanic. Wow, I forgot the name of the game. I'm getting old. And I see it on Steam, thank God. Steam, save me now.
Well, everyone. Tonight, it's a short episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a short episode. We were hoping it would be a little bit longer so that way we have a lot to talk about. But it's a short episode. Showcase was ass. We better get up on out of here.
Darkest Dungeons, that's the name. There's 2 of them anyways.
So,
But yeah, for those that have watched it, the showcase, we're so sorry for your time wasted.
I know.
But those who watched us for the views, we thank you so much.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all for
y'all are
that's
good.
hanging out in the chat with us and whatnot, and just
Bobby.
just be just as disappointed with us as we are. So we appreciate y'all for
Yeah,
that.
I don't think your worst case situation has been made unless you watched the artist showcase.
Yeah. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching and tuning in. We do have someone lined up for Sunday. I'm gonna check and verify by Saturday to see if they're still on, coming on or whatnot. And you guys will see us again on Sunday.
Haley.
As for me, I will be streaming since we don't have a tournament tomorrow. We're doing our tournaments on Saturday just for a one-time thing. I'll stream tomorrow night for some time being. I'll play some Expedition 33, and yeah,
I might
call
get
that a
sleep.
night. And as for you,
Yeah, I'm probably going to get some sleep for once because I'm off all day. Going to probably play One Piece CCG. I'm going to look at some games to download and reset up my stream. It's been a while. I need to undust my Twitch so I can get some views and become affiliate so I can get that bread. That or it just goes back to the podcast. One of us two. As always.
anyway, y'all, thank y'all again for watching and tuning us in. We are signing off.
Subscribe. We love you. Peace. I was actually tearing up. I actually had tears going down my eyes. Those were authentic tears. That